Boa tarde a todas e todos que estão conosco agora e também aqueles que vão assistir a gravação desta atividade. Os links, caso sejam mencionados, ficarão na descrição do vídeo gravado. E aí eu aproveito para informar que todas as atividades desta Semana Internacional 2021 do CEFET-MG ficarão gravadas na página da SRI. E vocês poderão acessar as much as you want. So, not good morning, but good afternoon, everybody, to everyone who is with us now, and to those who are going to watch the recording. The video of all activities can be accessed at any time at SRE International Affairs Office page. I thank the guest speakers for kindly accepting our invitation, and I invited them to compose the table. So I invited Samer Zayadeh to join us. Hello, Samer.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. I invited Walter Lenzi.
Boa tarde.
Boa tarde. I invited Raquel Diniz Oliveira. Hey, Raquel. Hello. Welcome. And I also invited Professor Ângelo Oliveira. He and Raquel are from CEFET-MG.
Boa tarde. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Alan joined us. Thank you, Alan, for coming to talk with us. It's a pleasure. Okay.
All mine.
Thank you. Now, I will ask Professor Raquel, our professor at CEFET-MG, to conduct this table. To introduce Raquel, she is architect, master in architecture, and a doctor in structural engineering. She's plenty of works in energetic efficiency and has taken part in some research groups. She has been working at CEFET-MG with us since 2015. So, Raquel, it's your turn to conduct this activity. I will be in the backstage.
Thanks, Maria Cristina. It's a pleasure to have everyone with us. I'm certain that we will have a great debate today. So I thank the guest speakers to kindly accept our invitation. And I invite, first of all, Walter Lenzi to compose the table. So I will present him. Walter Lenzi is Automation and Control Engineer, Lead AP, BD, and C, Ashrae Certified of Commissioning Process Managed Professional. Walter is internationally recognized expert with 30 years of experience in engineer, construction, coordination, and project management. Participated in more than 100 projects and with high performance building in Argentina, USA, and Brazil. Participated in quality assurance and commissioning of FIFA Brazil 2014 World Cup stadiums and Rio de Janeiro 2016 Olympic Games in infrastructures with extensive experience in LEED, Green Building Certification and Commissioning. He is also affiliated to some institutions like ASHRAE and GBC, Green Building Council. So please, Mr. Lenzi, on behalf of CEFET, I welcome you and wish you a great lecture. Now you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here with you guys from CEFET Minas Gerais. I like Minas Gerais a lot. I've been working in Minas for at least almost 10 years. We started working there for the Mineirão. I don't know if everybody knows Mineirão or if everybody is from Belo Horizonte, but Mineirão was certified for the FIFA World Cup through the GBI, that is a Green Building Association that certified lead projects. All the projects in Brazil for World Cup 2014 needed to be green buildings, so that's why we were working a lot there, and many other things. But I'm going to present and about the CEFET, CEFET, as we call it in Português, CEFET Minas Gerais. We have through Ashrae a group of students that do a lot of activities together with many other associations for the community and for the technical communities all over Brazil. But in Minas Gerais, we have this group called Student Branch Belo Horizonte. And with all of these, we have 3 main professors that work together with the students at Minas Gerais CEFET, that are Paulo Barbieri, that is the advisor, Professor Frederico, and Professora Raquel, that is right here, that she invited us. So we are very happy that this group has been doing a lot of stuff. Now it's coming more stuff through CONEMI and other things that we are organizing and planning, where we have the students and the professors working there. I will share a little presentation so you will know a little more of what we do as Ashrae Student Branch Belo Horizonte. Can you see the presentation here, Raquel? Is the presentation
Yes,
okay?
It's okay.
Well, I will continue, so if everything is okay or if something is wrong, you tell me. So Ashrae is an international organization for advancing HVAC and R to serve the humanity and promote the sustainable world. I'm Walter Lenzi. I work as serve Ashrae at the regional level, Latin America and Florida and Caribbean chapters. And here in Brazil, I serve as refrigeration chair. That is the person that takes care of refrigeration activities and seminars and all that. Student Branch São Paulo advisor. That is the person that helps the students to take care of activities and do a lot of different things. So this is Ashrae handbooks. So basically we have a lot of information and we use this information with the students and with the professors and with the market. And these contents are all about energy efficiency, refrigeration, air conditioning. They are the base of part of the green buildings, and we have a lot of things to do about green buildings and indoor air quality and energy efficiency. Around the world, we have more than 56,500 members. We have more than 187 chapters. Student branches, we have more than 350. One of them is in Belo Horizonte. In Brazil, we have 15, and we are growing. Ashrae use a lot of materials and create a lot of materials for the technical information and for technical base and guidelines. We have research projects. We have standards and guidelines published. A lot of them published. And well, basically, all the members are volunteers, but as members, we have consulting engineers, contractors, manufacturers, manufacturing representatives, architects, and basically a lot of students. And what do? We provide essential membership benefits, serve as a pipeline for technical information for members, create standards, offer continuing education. If you go into Ashrae website, you will see all these educations like e-learning, and we serve as a networking tool for industry professionals. So all the industry, they get together. With this pandemic, we got a lot together online, and so that way we made it to continue. So it was very, very important. So a lot of standing committees, 130 standards and guidelines, more than 100 technical committees, more than 300 publications. We are a global membership. Our members create our technologies. That means that we are always ahead, and with the future of the technologies, I will show you a couple of them. We are one of the few HVAC organizations in the world with our own research program. I will, perhaps if at the end I have a little more time, I will show the videos, and perhaps they are interesting for you to know, but I will go very quick with the slides, and if we have time, we show the videos. I truly believe that student members are the future of the society and of our industry. Our future standard of living depends on developing future technicians, engineers, and scientists, recognizes the return value of providing a solid foundation in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And how can we help, or how can Ashrae help? Professional development, networking opportunities, access to new technologies, discounts, and for annual and winter conference, that there are two big meetings of Ashrae normally in the US with 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 members. With the Expo, we have more than 50,000 participants. And important for students, Ashrae jobs. So if you want to be there and try to find your next job, or your job, your first job, perhaps ashraejobs.org is a good idea for you. More students and more schools than ever eligible for Ashrae scholarships. There are some scholarships that the students can apply to, and if you are selected, they will finance some activities. For example, a semester from school, or for you to travel to some of these meetings from Ashrae, or some funds for labs. So the labs will be paid through Ashrae. If you have a project that you can write and send to Ashrae, perhaps you can receive some of these funds. Today's building design mortgage our energy future. So if you go into the Ashrae website, you can find, for example, some guidelines for 50% or net zero energy buildings. How are you supposed to project these buildings, and how are you supposed to build them? So it's a complete guide of a guide of materials for us to advance in energy efficiency. We have a tag that you can use, is a building energy quotient, that will say it will be, the building, for example, will be audited, and what you will receive at the end of a process of auditing, for example, in energy, you will receive a plaque, like to say if your building is A, B, C, or D, or F. If A is very good, perhaps not so good at F. There's a lot of things that you can do in your building so it can get better, more efficient, more healthy. Today, with the pandemic, we all understood that indoor air quality is very important, and energy efficiency is very important, but indoor air quality, we all learn that is a lot more important. So we need to balance these two things. ASHRAE supports its mission by program publications and products such as Building Energy Quotient program, publications in green buildings like Standard 189 from ASHRAE, renovation of ASHRAE headquarters. Last year, ASHRAE moved to a new headquarters, bought a new headquarters, and did a complete renovation, and it's a living lab for net zero energy building. Publications on high-performance buildings. You receive a magazine every 3 months and a journal every month as a student member. Transforming the market through Advanced Home Energy Design Guide Series. This is the Building Energy Quotient. That is a complete idea on how to make an audit and a certification on energy on your building for building owners and operation staff. This is the way that is doing. Opportunities to differentiate your building in a technical sound and consistent manner. This is a standard for, that I talked before, for high performance green buildings. And so how are you supposed to, what are you supposed to do in your building for it to be a high performance green building? This is something that you can download directly from ashrae.org. That is a free AEDG. That is the Advanced Energy Design for medium office buildings, and many other guides that you will find there. Important for you as a student, for the schools and universities, for their students, is to study and learn and then take a test for example, 7 different certifications: Building Energy Model Professional, High Performance Building Design Professional, Certified HVAC Designer, Operations and Maintenance Professional, Building Energy Assessment Professional, Health Facility Design Professional, and Building Commissioning Professional. And what is the future? This is in Portuguese, so sorry for that. Where is the future? What is the future? What kind of jobs or technologies are coming? Data centers, very important. If we didn't have data centers during the pandemic, we wouldn't have, for example, apps like iFood or many others that did a lot of work for the pandemic. We couldn't get out. So data centers, it's a big building with a lot of servers and with a lot of air conditioning and with a lot of consumption of energy. So what do we do there? Because they are building a lot of new data centers. What do we need to do there for the data center to be healthy and to be efficient? Indoor air quality with COVID-19 and post-occupation of buildings, we have a lot of opportunities on making HVAC systems, filtration, indoor air quality for the buildings that before were not thinking, or they were not thinking so much about viruses and bacteria, and COVID-19 brought open the idea a lot more than before. We've been talking about indoor air quality for more than 40, 50 years, but today everybody needs to feel safe and be safe inside of a building. What do you do? So we need to learn, and we need professionals to do this. Work from home, multiple uses and hybrid buildings, distributed energy, smart buildings, indoor Internet of the Things, building, information modeling, certifications, net zero energy buildings. So all of these are buildings that are there and is the future. So we are already in the future 10 years ago we were talking about this, but today we are there. And the certifications are here. And the future is this. The future is standard method for evaluating zero net zero energy buildings and zero net carbon buildings performance. So the future is how much is your building with carbon. So this is the way to do it, zero net carbon. So this is the future of our buildings. And it will say here how you describe the building, the annual site energy conversion calculation, annual net source energy calculation, greenhouse gas emissions calculation, refrigeration loads calculation. So a lot of stuff for us to study. And for us to study, you can be part of the Ashrae student branches in Brazil. And we have in São Paulo, we have in the south, we have in Rio de Janeiro, we have in the north, in Piauí and Fortaleza and Salvador. Many of them, you can participate as a student member. And just for us to close, is a little message, because we always need to be positive with everything that happens. So if we have positive ideas and thoughts, we will have success. Basically, this is what we are saying here. And one thing important for you as a student, when you go out and work, you need to love your work, because if you love your work, it is a lot easier for you to go day by day, and you will be successful and you will have a good life. I will leave you my contacts, informations. They are from Brazil, São Paulo. We are all over Brazil, and our region, that is Florida and Caribbean and Latin America. And you can be part, and we are very glad to have one part of all these activities at CEFET Minas Gerais. And we thank you all for that. Cristina, Raquel, thank you very much for that. And I think that's all. And I think that we went through really quick, but that is what we had to share this afternoon with you guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lenzi, for your contribution. It's very interesting to present Ashrae for whom doesn't know yet, because Ashrae provides standards, certifications, design competitions, student branch chapters. So there is a lot of opportunities to work with Ashrae during undergraduation, also for professional engineers, architects, civil engineers, mechanical engineers, automation engineers. So to think in a building, there are several areas that everyone needs to integrate for a healthy building, a sustainable building, and an efficient building. So it's a great pleasure to receive this information. And
Raquel, thank you for your participation on the last seminar and for your participation on the next seminar in Belo Horizonte. That is the CONEMI, that is the Congreso or the Congress for Mechanical Engineers, and you are going to be presenting about simulation and all. What are you going to be talking about, Raquel? Just to.
Indeed, Ashrae promoted several congress and events, and was about energy audits. It's also relates to energy efficiency and the other subjects. I will check if there is some questions for you. I don't know.
Thank you very much for inviting me. And well, we have a lot more to talk, but little time today, and so next time we can talk more about this incredible world of buildings and air conditioning and machines and automation. So a lot of things to learn.
So as some people are congratulating for your presentation, I think there is no question, so we can call the next one. Once again, I thank you a lot for your presentation. So now I invite Mr. Angelo Oliveira to present a little bit for IAA Brazil chapter. Angelo is an electrical engineer, doctor in electrical engineering. It's president of IAA Brazil chapter. He is also professor in research in CEFET, Campus Leopoldina, works with power systems, optimization, smart grids, IoT, and intelligent systems. He is president of Association of Energy Engineers Brazil chapter. And so again, I thank him for to accept this invitation, and I welcome him and also wish a great lecture. And now you have the floor to present.
Thank you, Raquel. First of all, as there are many Arab people that could be watching us this time, I'd like to say some words in Arab in order to make a tribute for my friends Samer and Alan. ظهر الخير جميعا إنه شرف كبير إلي أن أكون هنا في هذا الأسبوع الدولي CEFET-MG كأستاذ الرئيس الفريق البرازيلي لجمعية المهندسين للطاقة. أود أن هو الكون خصوصا الأصدقاء هنا من البلدان العربية كصديقي سامر زويدي من الأردن وكصديقي ألان أون من لبنان. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. So let's shift it to English. It's more comfortable for me for now. Let me share my screen with you. So, my name is Angelo. I am the president of Association of Energy Engineers, Brazilian chapter. The Brazilian chapter was created in 2016. And this is the current BOD, the Board of Directors in Brazil. I'm the president. The vice president is José Otávio Simões. But the student chapter coordinator is Zenio Cato. He's also the assistant director for Latin American Caribbean region. And the other director is Eduardo Nepomuceno. What activities we develop here in Brazil? We have been developing many activities related with webinars, conferences. We will start this year to develop AE certifications. And also we are supposed to open more 2 student chapters still in 2021. And we are working hard to contribute for energy policy improvement in Brazil. As AE has connections all over the world with many institutions, enterprises, we are working in order to show Brazilian government, Brazilian entities, how we could improve the energy efficiency sector in Brazil. Together at BESCO, the Brazilian Association of ESCOs, Energy Service Companies, we are working together at the associations of power utilities, National Energy Agency, and National Agency for Energy Efficiency, and Minister of Energy, in order to show Brazilian government the best practices around the world, in order to help the Brazilian government to stimulate a huge energy sector, energy efficient sector. Brazil has a great market, a huge market, but it's not exploited the way we consider that is the best. And that's why we are working hard in this sense. So my presentation will be very short because I will give more time for Samer and Alan. And about our student chapter, the student chapter was created in 2020. The mentor is José Otávio Simões, and I'm the tutor. It is the first chapter in Latin America region and Caribbean. This is the constitution of the chapter. Okay, the president is Jefferson, the vice president is Paloma. And what activities student chapter develops? Courses, international networking, research projects in energy area, conferences and webinars, technical visits. Because of the pandemic scenario, this activity is stopped, and also local community support. We have been developing many activities to help the community in terms of employment and the like. And this slide is very interesting. This is the first issue of the AE into 2021, and it's important to highlight that Leopoldina is in the world map of AE. The professional chapter and the student chapter is here. This is our students with the magazines in hands, Paloma, Vinicius, and Diêgo, and we are very proud about that. And this is from now on I will talk quickly about some next events. This is the first next event. I was invited as president of a Brazil chapter for an event of the United Nations. The link is here, but the link of the whole events that I talk about it here are available in social medias. And this is the next event, and next Tuesday, and next July. I did not confirm with Alan the right day, but Alan has already confirmed me that he is available to talk with us about blockchain applied on energy sector. And in November we will have the first CM training in Brazil. The same as Ashrae, AE has many certifications, many international certifications that are very important for professions around the world. And we are bringing this first certification for Brazil, mainly because of the policy scenario, the energetic scenario. The certified energy manager, we consider that is a key point for a better energy efficiency and energy at all market in Brazil. And so this is our social media, now our website. And thank you, obrigado, merci, shukran. And so I finished my presentation here. And please, Mr. Samer, it's up to you. Sorry. Thank you for my Arabic. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Angela, for this great presentation, and thank you, Christina, and the team. It's a great pleasure to be part of this webinar and broadcast. The Association of Energy Engineers concentrates. It's a scientific association for the people engaged in the energy sector. So one of the first things that you have to know is that the definition of energy is the ability to do work. So if you are able to do work, then you are energetic. The demand on energy is increasing because of many things. Because right now we have more people in the world. We're expecting another 2,000 million people by 2050. We have about 1 billion people living on less than $2 per day, so they are very poor in energy. And we have 1 billion people, 1,000 million people without access to energy. So the demand on energy is going to increase for these three main reasons. So people who I keep telling people who I see, if you work in energy, you're guaranteed to work for the next 50 years. So we need people with passion. We need people with ideas to solve the future problems. This morning I was in a discussion with a group of professionals, and one of the main things that we are facing is the rapid development, actually exponential growth in the clean energy sector and the energy transition, coupled with regulations and laws. So the laws, they're mainly long-term. They're not. It's not custom to keep changing them or to keep changing the bylaws or the instructions in the energy sector. So actually, the rapid development of technology and the increase in efficiency and reduction in prices is allowing more people to use energy at a reduced prices. So, for example, right now the price of solar PV is less than 1 cent per kilowatt hour. So this is very challenging for the whole decision makers to move towards clean energy. And imagine the big transition that they have, and if the energy storage picks up, this is going to be a very rapid change. I'm talking a little bit more about technical things, but it's amazing what we do every day. I was lucky enough to be the president of the association in 2020. We have been working all around the world for the past, let's say, myself have been working in the volunteering in the organization for the past 12 years, and we started a lot of chapters, student chapters and national chapters. So we do have two kinds of chapters. So if you're passionate, you'll definitely. I see that Brazil will have a lot of student chapters in the future. For example, in Jordan, we have 10 student chapters, and they can easily grow to 15 within a year or so. So there is a lot of interest in energy sector. There is the young people, they like to work in sustainable development. They like to help the world. They like to help their societies, and actually understanding energy, understanding the economics of energy, environmental factors are very important. So if you get these tools, if you master these tools, I'm definite that you will make a big impact in your society. And if you have fun and if you have passion in this field, it will be great. So you'll be able to network with your colleagues, with professionals, and the students actually they will have an advantage if they know what they want. They can communicate with the professional engineers, and they can get into the network. If you want to work in power electronics, or if you want to see how a wind turbine works, or you want to go to a solar PV farm or biogas. So you will find professionals eager to help you to go and learn, and it's really fun. Or you can have a high-level UN like the one we invited Angelo next week to. So it's all kinds of activities going all over the world, actually. So we try to help out inside, outside the US. Inside the US, because the US is consumes a lot of energy. It consumes about 25% of the energy in the world. So you will see a lot of professionals in the energy sector in the US. And the history of the organization, it started in 1977 when Al Tuman left his job at Bechtel and started the association, and by bringing in the top-notch expert in the energy management sector, because before the 70s there were no energy engineers. There were electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, architects, chemists, but the energy management is a field where you have to know a little bit about everything, and then you have to implement, let's say, the baseline, and try to improve the baseline and reduce the cost of energy. But right now it's more of the concentration is on reducing the resources, reducing the greenhouse gases. So there's a lot of work going on in carbon reduction, all over the world. So like Professor Walter said, the technology right now is to focus on net zero or net carbon or carbon neutral or net positive buildings. So it's challenging. It's easy to do one house. It's more difficult to do 1,000, and it's really difficult to do 1,000,000 house or 100,000 houses. So these challenges definitely you will see in the future, and you will be part of the growing community which is trying to solve these global problems. So the student chapters are growing. Alan will talk more about the student chapters, but we try to help them out, and we have funds for them, and we answer their questions. They have their own corner in the international conferences every year. They has 3 conferences every year, and we're trying also to organize conferences outside the US as well. These are big conferences that usually they have between 3,000 to 4,000 people, and right now for the past year and a half, they've been running virtual, and we have like 250 to 350 speakers, and it's amazing because you get to, when you are a student, you pay like $15 membership, but you get access to all of this information, and you can download it and read it, and you can use it as references in your coursework and thesis and graduation projects. So there are a lot of information, technical information. Also, the association has the journals, periodicals that is published like every 3 to 4 months, and these are, of course, and I encourage my students to publish in them as well. So it's fun. The AE has an award program for the national chapters in the US, outside the US, and on the international level. So it's and for the students. So there are separate awards for the students and for the student chapters. But it's very nice if you compete. So we have like hundreds of people like competing on awards, and we have a big award ceremony in the annual conference, and you get like to see the big guys who have been working for 30, 40, 50 years in the sector, and they wrote a lot of books, and they solved mega problems. So there's a lot of leadership. There is like a lot of let's say humble people who wants to help the young engineers to open business opportunities. So there you have a lot of mentors in this sector, and you can network for with people who are eager to help you out. There are also the different awards in the association, like becoming a fellow. If you work over 20-25 years in the sector, then you might be eligible to become a fellow or become a legend in energy, or become a you know, there are different awards, very prestigious awards, and well known all over the world. And the association also has like subcommittees. They try to help women as well. We have a C-wheel chapter, and because the percentage of women in the energy sector is like between 15 to let's say 20%. So we try to help out young women, because later on they will become CEOs and managing directors. We have also subcommittees on the facility management and environmental and combined heat and power. So there's a lot of the energy sector. It's a large spectrum. So you're talking like I would say 20 to 30, close to 30 topics, separate topics. That's why one of the most well-known certification is the Certified Energy Manager. We try to bring the best people around the world to write this certification, and we were successful. And it's a very successful program that has been running for about 30-40 years. So I encourage all of you to think about taking the CEM once you are close to graduation, or right after graduation, because it will distinguish you, and it will give you a lot of information about energy management, about different topics. So in addition to being to take a very well-known certification that's been around for a long time and approved by all the federal governments, the EU, Greece. We have people in Saudi Arabia, UAE, South Africa, I think Kenya also. So these governments have already adopted the AE certification as the minimum requirements to work in the industry. So this is the starting point. We have also leaders like Alan in Lebanon who are very passionate about learning, and he already has like 8 or 9 certificates. So I encourage you a lot to learn all you can, because you'll be able to solve more problems. You will be able to help the society more. You will be able to help your customers later on more. So it's a global community. You can help people all over the world. So wherever you go, you will find an AE member that is eager to help you. I'm sure Ellen will also discuss the AE Foundation, and we have during the past 30-40 years, they already spent like I think close to 1.6 million. So there are funds that you can apply to as scholarships, and we are really here to help. So feel free to send me an email if you are in this part of the world, or you want to connect with any professional around the world. Just go to the website and see the president of the nearest chapter, and I'm sure they will help you out. So thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to you, and thank you, Angelo, for this invitation. And I wish you a fantastic rest of the podcast. Thank you, Angelo.
Ângelo, seu microfone está no mudo.
You're welcome, Samar. Forgive me, I forgot to introduce you. Samar Zawadi is the past president of AEE, the world president of AEE. He has more than 26 years of experience in the energy sector, and green buildings and the like. He is a very interested person to talk, because he knows almost everything. I suppose he knows everything. So I'd like to introduce Alan. Alan is an electrical and energy engineer. He has all of the certifications of AEE. He has all the certifications, and he is PhD in University of Quebec and managing director of Allen & Partners, co-founder and COO of Blockchain Leaders, and he has more than 15 years of experience. Please, Mr. Allen, it's up to you.
Thank you, Angelo, for this overwhelming introduction. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I didn't learn Portuguese, so I can thank you the way you introduced or welcomed us in Arabic. But I promise you, next time we meet, I will be able to at least say a few words in Portuguese. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this invitation to participate in this event. I'm gonna talk to you today about the advantages of joining an AEE student chapter and becoming an AEE student member. So let me start by sharing my presentation. Okay. You can see my screen, my presentation. Okay, I assume it's yes. Okay, so as President Samer already told you, so the AEE was founded in 1977 in Atlanta in USA, and since then it has been spreading all over the world, and today it is present in more than 100 countries all over the world through local chapters. And AEE has put so many interest in students, and it values students, knowing that students are the future leaders. So this is why AEE encouraged students all over the world to start their own student chapters. And today we have more than 29 international student chapters outside the US, and we have several student chapters inside the US. So the Association of Energy Engineers wishes to stimulate students to join AEE and to benefit from this huge network of energy professionals, to benefit from all the services that the association provides to its members and specifically to its student members. As President Samer already said, AEE is a scientific association that promotes energy management and energy efficiency practices. And in other words, it is the go-to organization for energy, for all energy-related matters all over the world. Why should students start, or why should you be interested in joining AEE as a student member, or even go a step further and start your own AEE student chapter in the middle of your own university and your own society? So first of all, by starting or becoming a student member or joining a local student chapter, So this will help you to grow your leadership skills and to get more exposure to the AEE wide network of international and national energy professionals. It will help you to participate in projects organized by the AEE, as we will see in the upcoming slides, and it will help you or prepare you to enter the profession or the energy market and prepare you to become a future leader and a future innovator in the energy market. So by becoming an AEE member, it will give you greater exposure to this wide cross-section of the energy industry. So in order to start your own student chapter, first of all, you must have at least 10 student members. And in order to become a student member, you only have to fill an application on AE's website, and the annual membership fee for students is $15. This is why I encourage you to join today, as long as you are still a student, because the full membership fee is way more than $15. And by becoming a student member, you will get all the benefits that are given to any standard AEE member. So you will be treated as an ordinary member, but you will be paying far less than the average membership fee. So you pay only $15. Okay, so once you have 10 student members in your university and you are interested to start a student chapter, you should hold an election. You have at least to elect one president, a vice president, a secretary, and a treasurer. Then you have to submit an application to the AEE notifying them that you are willing to start a student chapter. There is a student chapter startup kit that shows you all the steps you have to follow in order to become a student chapter. Okay, first, as any student, and since already we have a student chapter, AE student chapter in Brazil, so you know that you need a mentor and an advisor. An advisor is a faculty member that will follow up on the daily activities of the student chapter, and the mentor is like a link or a coordinator between the student member and the sponsoring entity, which can be your AEE Brazil chapter. So as a student chapter and becoming an AEE student member, you can benefit from a wide range of offerings, from a wide range of services that AEE provide. The first one that I'm going to talk about is the scholarship. So AEE has something called the AEE Foundation, as already President Samer told you. AEE Foundation offers scholarships to students all over the world, to AEE students all over the world. Till date, they have provided or awarded over $1 million US in funds and scholarships for more than 1,375 outstanding students. So if you are an AEE student member, your local student chapter, in coordination with your local or national chapter, can send an application to the AEE. AEE gets hundreds of applications a year, and they will study your application. And if you are lucky and you are really an outstanding student and an outstanding member, you can get a scholarship that can help you to continue your education at your own university. A different field where also as a student member you can excel and you can get more exposure is the Student Chapter Awards. So we have 6 different categories for the AEE Student Chapter Awards. We have the Best Community Service, Best Student Chapter Meeting, Best Student Chapter, Best Student Conference or Expo, Best Student Chapter Social Media Campaign, Best Overall Student Chapter Performance, and Outstanding Student Chapter Member. Usually during the AEE World event organized by AEE usually during the last quarter of the year, between September and October, these awards are delivered to the winning chapters and members, and it will help you to get an exposure and to be recognized as an outstanding student chapter or as an outstanding student member. So being an AEE student chapter member or having an AEE student chapter, you have 2 relations that you can immediately create. So the first one is the relation with the local AEE chapter. So if you start your own AEE student chapter and your own university in Brazil, you will have a relation with the national AEE Brazilian chapter. So the chapter will help you to network and will help you if you want to organize AE conferences and trade shows. I'm sure that Angelo can help you in that field. It will help you to make contacts that will help you in finding internships or job opportunities. Also, they will help you to get technical support and training, since AE Brazilian chapter is offering several AE trainings inside Brazil. So being a member of AE student chapter or having an AE student chapter at your university can offer you this access to this wide network of national energy professionals that are already members in your AE national chapter, and it can help you in various aspects. It can help you with your own career. They can help you to get information about energy, to get education, proper education, and to get the certification and excel in the field of energy. I'm presently acting as the Assistant Director for Student Affairs. So my responsibility as admin for Student Affairs is to help local AE chapter presidents to start new student chapters inside their country. So if you are interested to start an AE student chapter inside your university, at your own university, so you can contact Angelo and you can contact me, and we will be more than happy to assist you and to guide you through the process in order to start your own AE student chapter. So as Angelo said, already we have one student chapter in Brazil, and hopefully by this year, 2021, by the end of the year, we will have 2 additional student chapters in Brazil. Okay, so I will show you some of the events organized by AEE as a student member you can benefit from and you can attend. So as Samer already told you, AEE organizes 4 major events throughout the year, 3 events in USA and one outside the USA this year. It will be in Europe, in Ireland, Dublin. Throughout the year, AEE organizes 3 conferences and expos. One for the East Coast, one for the West Coast, and the main event is the World Energy Conference and Expo that I already told you will be organized this year in October. Okay, so as a student, you can participate in this event. Also, AEE, if you are already a student chapter and you have been in a recognized student chapter for more 1 year, so all your student members can submit and benefit from the travel fund that AE offers for outstanding student members. So they will help you they will pay for your ticket and for your accommodation in USA in order to participate in the World Energy Conference. So as you can see, this is a group of students from Jordan and from Hungary. They participated in the World Energy Conference in 2018 in Charlotte. Once you participate in such events, so also you can benefit from meeting keynote speakers, ex-presidents, very important people like astronaut Kelly. He was the first astronaut to spend a full year in space. So usually at those events, AE hosts international keynote speakers who provide speeches to the audience, and you can meet them and you can even ask them direct questions. So also, as I mentioned, you have the Student Chapter Awards. This is a picture of 2019 Student Chapter Award for Best Community Service. It was granted to An-Najah University Student Chapter. Also, I told you that you can benefit from the travel grant. So AE can pay you for the travel from your own country to the USA in order to attend the AE World Energy Conference and to attend the several dinners and events organized during the conference and expo. And also they will pay for your accommodation. Okay. During the event, you can benefit from several networking opportunities. So you have the expo, you can meet several big companies. You can try to find jobs. You can present your own paper if you have an article, and you can present your paper during the event. Even you can present a poster as a student using the event. This will give you a high exposure to international companies, to international energy professionals. And if you have a very interesting topic that you would like to discuss, you can file, you can send your abstract in advance. And if you are selected, you will be invited as a speaker to the event. So we have technical presentations, we have papers, and we have posters. And as students, I encourage you to get engaged in those events, those activities, because they will help you to get exposure. They will help you to present your work on an international level and to get recognized also on an international level. So we have, as I mentioned, 29 student chapters already in the world. Okay, so these are the names of our chapters. This is the international student chapter listing. So as already Samer said, we have 10 student chapters in Jordan. This is the highest number of student chapters per country. And we have different student chapters in Canada. We have in Brazil, as you can see, this is the first on the top of my list, the CEFET-MG student chapter in Brazil. This is how our international student chapters are distributed over the world. So we have the highest concentration of student chapters in the Middle East region. We have 20. We have Asia subcontinent, 5 student chapters, Eastern and Central Europe, 2 student chapters. Latin America, we only have 1 in Brazil, but we are hoping that thanks to your effort, we will have 2 additional student chapters this year, and hopefully in the upcoming years, this number will increase, and we have 1 student chapter in Canada. So before I conclude my presentation, I'll keep you with this final thought. Starting an AE student chapter is easy, but building an efficient and vibrant student chapter that will meet the needs of the student members as well as the community is the hard part. So it's not that difficult to start a student chapter, but to fulfill the mission of AEE, to serve your university and your community the best way, this is the hard part. If you have any questions regarding the starting a student chapter, I'll be more than happy to answer you. You are muted, Angelo.
Sorry. Thank you. How we say Alif Mabruk?
Thank you. Thank you. Well said.
Shukran. Please tell us how AE contributed to improve your career.
Okay, so actually, I started, as you already introduced, I'm basically an electrical engineer. So I had my education at the university. I started working as an electrical engineer. So first, I worked in the construction field. And I had no interest, or I wasn't introduced to the energy world first. And maybe 10 years ago, I think, so President Samer Zawaidi paid us a visit in Lebanon. And I received a message from the Order of Engineers telling us that if someone from the Association of Energy Engineers is coming to the headquarters of the Order of Engineers and will provide a presentation about AEE. So I attended that webinar, and it was like this one, only it was live, not virtual. And I got interested in knowing more about AE certification. So I started searching about AE and AE certification, and this is how I got introduced to the world of energy and energy efficiency and energy management. So after a couple of months, I took my passport, my bag, and I traveled to Jordan, and I took the first certified energy manager training. It was my first training. And this is how I got introduced to the energy world, and I started having this curiosity about learning about energy and energy management. And in the next 9 months, I traveled all over the world to Jordan, to USA, and started collecting my certificates. And in less than a year, I had 7 certificates from the AE, 6 certificates from the AE. These were my first 6 certificates. And I decided to quit my job in the construction field as an engineer. And I saw that, as President Samer already said, that the future is in energy, in the world of energy and the industry of energy. So I quit my job as a construction engineer. I started a new page in my book as an energy consultant. So I started working, and having several certifications from AE actually gave me a lot of exposure. So since I had by that time, I had 6 certificates. It was quite impressive for a lot of people. So whenever I introduced myself, this gave me a nice exposure. I started getting invitations to participate in forums and live conferences. And later on, I was recognized on a national level as an energy expert. So I participated in several congresses and committees to serve my country, to help them to develop new energy standards and green building standards. And later on, I won an award from the AEE. It was the MENA Region Energy Engineer of the Year. And this also gave me a wide exposure on a national or on a regional level. And later on, I started my own business as energy consultant and decided that this is how I want to end my life as an energy engineer. This is where I can make a big difference. I can earn money and make an impact on the environment and the future of my kids and my family. So it's a win-win. So the energy world is a wide sector. It has a lot of opportunities. You can make money out of it while benefiting the environment and making your impact step by step on this world.
Thank you. I would like to thank you and Samer, and I'd like to say that it's a different association, because you can mix the technical issues, the scientific issues, the market issues, and you have access to all of people. For example, Samer is in our WhatsApp group from student chapter. This is not common in other associations, and this is very interesting because the people are ready all the time to share knowledge, to help, and I consider it's a very unique association. I recommend. And another issue is that when you attend to the conferences, you have the opportunity to meet personally Alan and Samer.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you all. I will call Raquel, please. It's up to you.
I thank for all guest speakers for the presentations. Unfortunately, Professor Diêgo, who was going to present the Trinkabots competition team, had a problem and could not participate today, but we will ask him later to provide a video presentation, and we will make this video available in our channel in Pílulas de Ciência e Cultura. So once again, I will invite all for the lecture tomorrow about education carbon free that will happen at 3 p.m. And it was amazing to have this two chapters. It's very relevant. The first one, the Ashrae chapter, deals with energy as a whole, the building energy as a whole, and also deals with HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems that is not restricted only for civil engineer or mechanical engineer, but deals with all the professional that is related to the building construction, architects, and also other kind of managers. It's very important to consider the commissioning of the building to really provide energy efficient during his all lifespan of the building. And the other chapter, AE, also deals more related with energy, but the both chapters are related to each other. And I think that's not related only for electrical engineer, but for a lot of professionals can discuss about this subject. So I strongly recommend for the students that are interested to know know a little bit more about this chapter. It's very relevant. It's a pleasure to participate of these events. I always participate in Ashrae chapters event, and also now knowing about a little bit more about the AEE. For sure, I will try to participate also for these events, and it's also interesting because they also promote some competitions. It's very relevant to the students that are beginning in this subject. So I also, at the end, I would like to thank CEFET, so committed to high quality teaching. I thank to SECOM, Art and Support, for in broadcasting dissemination. I thank members and volunteers of the committee formed to plan the 2021 International Week. I thank for the accommodation course with Virginia and her team that provide technical support for transmission. I thank SRE team without which nothing would have happened. I thank everyone who's attending the event, and I wish the best interaction with the other activities in this International Week. And besides, I would like to inform that this International Week offers a certificate in Portuguese and in English for all participants by activities provided that respective presence lists are signed. And further information is at disposal in the SRE webpage that is probably it's in our comments in chat.
Okay, thank you, everybody. In name of the CEFET, I'm sure that all you presented to us will help our students and teachers to engage more in these subjects. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.